Welcome to our lovely late IHP show with your very own 5D mystic and a very much more informed human being. So let me see, how do I start? One, I began all IHP content with the mission and purpose to support you to be yourself. Isn't that fun? And then I went on my journey as one of those jacks of all trades, or jackettes, it doesn't really matter, online entrepreneurship and content creatorship. And I began as an online marketer, which is really fun. And that's because I left all of those other things. No, not at all. Actually, as a 5D mystic, I didn't even know that I was already a mystic with clairs. And that is because when you have an open heart, and I did welcome the Holy Spirit and Jesus, because I had good catechism people, the ones who told me about the loving God and that we are all love. And that the whole devil, Lucifer thing, fallen angel, well, they made it very clear. You get free will, right? Okay, so then I got to be educated, and I'm in the year 2024, and I'm like, wow, there's no demons that possess anyone. I already knew that once I became a person with clairs. Because I already knew with clairs that I was not anointed. That sounded really egoic, one, and all the mantles, they still run around thinking they're anointed, which is why they've decided to call those of us who use crystals and integrate Reiki and Akashic record reading, and basically those of us that are actively connected to what I'm going to say is true love, pure consciousness, yeah. So I just saw somebody who's a facade of their self go on this little, what is it called? This aha moment, which is something about welcoming yourself. Okay, so they're the number one coach for Twin Flame and all that stuff, and they came up with this sentence, which, by the way, any true spirituality leader will let you know. But do you know what it means? Because see, that's the part that I've noticed when I say be yourself. No, how dare I be myself? I need to change, Maria. I'm a mantle though now, so now I can be somebody. Okay, that hopefully clarifies the fact that being yourself, please use your human name. So when Sadhguru spells out, if you overflow in humanity, then divinity descends, my first thought is when your neighbor throws shit in your face, you say, oh my gosh, am I physically safe? Is my neighbor okay? Are they going to do it again? And do I need to go call a therapist, which I can't officially do because unless they're self-aware, accountable, and wanting to regulate in a healthy self-worth manner with a nervous system that is of a mindful human being, they might not really want to. Independently from what country I'm in, politics, or I mean, that doesn't even cross my mind, the whole in and out group. Okay, so a decent human being, FYI, knows about thoughts and emotions, and somebody gets in a really bad mood, something's happened, not going to actively be so long story short, what I've realized is most people don't know how to be ordinary. And I get to share with you how ordinary is special, but it's not the same way as in you got a mantle. No, that's the whole point that I'm trying to make. We don't have mantles unless you are pretendos. The pretendos, they even wear really, really fancy suits. So you should see them. So when you find the ones who are complete beautiful facades, thank you, confirmation, you're going to know you got a Peter Pan and they got Lost Boys. And as they grow their Lost Boy community, because they're the one feminine that those Lost Boys, those masculines, they're like, yeah, I want to be like that person. And their reality is exactly what I want. And you see them flocking around. They're also under the spell. I've got a spell on you. And now you're mine. You know, what's really funny is that people accuse kind people of being evil bitches, evil witches. Like when, what's his name? Dr. Daniel Fox let me know, imagine a person who is less likely to trust someone who's kind. And that's a borderline personality lens. They actively have splitting and black and white thinking. That means that I can go from being good and an angel to be the devil and demon. And oh, I forgot, I am a mystic with clairs. I know all about the lovely 4D collective who likes to talk about people as energy vampires, protection spells, dark auras, which is why when I woke up from a very specific dream, I was very upset. And not because there was any negative energy around me. No, because I actively knew what had just taken place. But see, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And so I like to just leave things without making any clear assumptions, particularly because people who don't have guts, because they don't know how to tell you things to your face, they like to hide things. I learned that all from the unkind teenagers that didn't grow up to learn how to tell in the face of people the truth, which really to me, a coward isn't anything impressive. I'm just going to say it. So with attachment and trauma, though, I do know I'm not blaming Lucifer, and I had already informed God, I don't see this evil that you don't talk about it. All these other people who, by the way, are using your name in a number of ways that I find completely grotesque. No, completely inappropriate. No, untrue. The God that I learned about, because I would never have promised me, I know myself. See, I'm Pacha. I don't make promises I don't keep. I got taught what promises are, and I'm lucky enough to have a twin that I got to repair ruptures with. So I grew up with this thing called integrity. And although I'm afraid, because I'm a 4'9" person, apparently my entire school bus wanted to beat me up. I have no recollection, but I did tell them, I'm going to rat you out right now. You keep on doing what you're doing. I'm going to go tell on you. I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell on you. And I didn't give two shits. Because I don't care about the whole tatter-tailor. I'm not going to be around stupid people who actively put my life at risk because they decided to be dumb and to call it cool. Now I'm a grown-up. Patrick Tiahan, come on in because you're really great and better appropriate because you know what it's like to have childhood trauma. Let's tell our lovely viewers what you told me and all of your community stuff. So I love Patrick Tiahan. He's a childhood trauma survivor, healed and healing, and he's a therapist, and he allows his community to know you don't have to forgive your parents. You don't have to forget anyone. As long as you don't want to, you're not ready for it. There's a grieving process once you realize that you were, unfortunately, given a perception and perspective and a whole distortion about not only you, but also others. So, I mean, again, anyone with actual cojones, if they're healing, and I'm talking right now from a person who has met those who like to say that they know their self, then they don't know how to tell you that they talk about you behind your back. I like to talk in people's faces, and really, I'm pretty selective. So I don't pick you unless I like you. I don't have to wait to find out. I'm going to get a good gut feeling. That's what it means to have healthy self-worth. We also don't yell in screens at people like the fake divine feminines who actively every now and then will get on screen and talk about how they're saving people from Lucifer, and then we got others who just like they look, I don't even know, they keep looking more and more like clowns, but I love the suits. I really do. Oh, I love it. When I was a little girl, I loved little princesses' dresses, and then I grew up. I was like, I'm short. They won't look aesthetically pleasing, plus they make me look like even more as if it gives me a look that I'm not comfortable with because it doesn't represent me. It represents a little girl. I'm not a little girl. I'm a 44-year-old woman. There's a very specific look I like, and it isn't with poofy dresses, but I still will go to ballroom dance if I have to because I like to dress up. But that's because I also like dancing. And one of my favorite songs is the one about the Sleeping Beauty. But see, if you want to know, here's a story. The first book I memorized, I learned to read, and I'd sit all the kids down, which is why the boys didn't want me to go and play because I was serious. I'd say, sit down, I'm going to read to you. That's what a nurturer does. I'm going to inform you. I'm going to tell you stories, but I'm going to tell you stories that are nice and fun. And it's Sleeping Beauty that I memorized. So the song is, I know you, I met you once upon a dream. I met you once upon a dream. Or you know me, we met once upon a dream, something like that. And I'll never forget when I was revisiting that song because there's a look in people's eyes. If you're a mystic, you'll recognize it. I recognized it a couple years ago, and then I recognized it in different ways. And then I understood what actually is trying to call out to those of us who can give people choice points. So it's a sad story for the ones who don't choose, but others do choose. So some choose to become self-aware, and they go to good therapy, right, Patrick? And they don't stay and be cowards their entire life and live with regret. No, the ones who don't go to therapy, they don't think there's anything to regret. They think humans are unkind, like those who are pent up with anger and shame and actively get all boys rallied up and teach them how not texting back a woman is okay, apparently, because, you feel contempt, disgust towards me 1 second after fucking me and shame. And I'm wondering where's the pitch line of going to good therapy, because that's a horrible example of 1 minute short to me. I don't care what else you're going to go around saying. Your PR person is horribly, I don't know. I mean, who are you talking to? Like the Venus, the goddess of May. Hello, women. Come on over and make sure not to think of wedding bells once they fuck you. Oh, really? So am I a piece of meat? Is that what I'm supposed to be thinking? Or am I supposed to be laughing at what you're saying, which they all laughed at? So When you meet empowered women, yeah, we're not laughing at any of bullshit statements. We're more like, who's following them? The masses are. Well, let's educate the masses, shall we? With a little bit of humor and vulgarity. No, it's not vulgar. It's I'm expressing Maria's emotions because I'm a grown woman, 44. I don't need to sit properly anymore. I also found out it's all bullshit. And we're going to get a take two, aren't we? Yes, we are.